Oh, everything is right there.
Oh,
Oh,
no, she's not going to.
It's
there
easier to
she
get
is.
to.
She's
Yeah,
back.
I'll hand this off to. Oh, that's
Nope.
okay. That's easier to get to than DFW.
Hey, it's the Riley Black Project. Crystal and John.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, same old shit.
Same old, same old. This episode is brought to you by
Katie with Monarch Pine. So if you're looking for jewelry findings or blanks, check her out on her new website, monarchpine.com. It throws me off because I really
right.
perfected that monarchpine.etsy.com.
Mhm.
So
It's not.
that was
It's
just
just
monarchpine.com. Check out her new website, and I'm going to make sure she has those same codes set up, but Riley Black for 10% off. And if you're Patreon, you get a higher discount.
Right.
So,
And also, don't forget to join the Riley Black Project community Facebook page. Apparently, people don't know. And also, if you're a Patreon member, there's a TRBP Hangout page.
yes, that's where all the exclusive lives
all.
and stuff
Yes,
go.
that comes with the paid membership of being on Patreon.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
if you want to see what's going on in there, which is a lot of stuff, you're gonna want to join the Patreon.
Oh, and help us get to 100.
Yes.
100 patrons,
We're
because
almost there.
at
We're
100,
chipping away.
those first 100 are going to get
Yes.
some
Yes, you are
some
going to be
perks that nobody else is going to get.
You're our
so.
first 100 members, because I mean this is going to grow to thousands of
Yes.
people. So that we're going
Speak it.
to do a lot of special stuff for our first 100, our core
Yes.
100. So you definitely want to be a part of that. We're at what,
We have
86 at the time of this recording?
86, yeah.
At the time of this recording, so we're chipping away
Yeah.
at that.
We have two of our top 100
Yes.
on today, actually.
Yep, top 100. It's like the Billboard
Right?
100. It's funny. But before we introduce them, these next few episodes, next few weeks,
Yeah.
it's all about upcoming events.
Yeah, so we're going to do like a 4-week series. We're going to cover several
Yes.
of our favorite upcoming events this year and get more information from the event coordinators themselves, and see if it's something you want to squeeze into your schedule or
Right.
not.
And it's no secret, we're gonna start it off with one of our,
course.
as I like to call it, the family reunion
Yeah,
of,
it really
of,
is.
of conventions and conferences and stuff. We're mixing it up this time. So everyone knows Mark Big Blue Laser,
What up?
and everyone's soon to know MJ from her farm.
Hey, from our farm.
From her farm. She's starting a farm.
Do we want to talk about the name of the farm? Who knows it?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh,
the
you
name of
just
the farm.
changed it though.
Oh, she did?
$1 for the first person who remembers it.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I don't.
You just changed it.
Casa de Huevos farm.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. House of Eggs.
Yes, I love it.
How's it going, guys?
It's going great. Going good.
Amazing.
Yep.
How's planning going? Smooth as always.
Yes, smooth as always.
Right.
Always smooth.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's going great. It's going great. Honestly, year number 4. I will say this probably on behalf of Will as well. The best decision we ever made was to have MJ and Tabitha come on board to help us. We were slow at that, which was a little embarrassing. But when we realized the talent that was standing right around us, we're like, oh, we're going to take advantage of that.
And they were literally like begging, like, hey,
actually,
I can't
no, they were
help
super
you.
classy. They were super
Right.
classy. Like, hey, if you happen to need any help, we might be able to help you.
Yeah, the subtle hints, I should say, not begging.
Yeah, no, they're great. So we are way better because of it.
Awesome.
In fact, I'll make a joke that some people won't understand, but me and Will are kind of glad that we were here first, because if we weren't, we probably wouldn't get hired. They don't really need us.
Right.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
They keep me around to reach things on the high shelf. That's really the only reason I'm here.
Of course.
Secret is keep everything on the high shelf.
Yeah,
so we
right.
keep
Everyone
calling you.
needs a tall friend.
Yeah,
That's right.
Selfies.
Oh, I need to keep it that way so
Yes,
that I have a job.
Selfies.
Yeah.
Gotta
It's
keep
literally
marker.
the only reason.
Ooh,
Ouch.
that one.
Burn.
Right.
Starting
That's all right.
spicy already.
That's okay.
So
It's true.
for those who aren't familiar, which I can't believe there's any, but for whoever is
Right.
not familiar, has been hiding under a rock. Tell us, what is Next Level Laser Conference?
Yep, sure. Yeah. So we started this, it'll be 4 years ago, and we just,
That's crazy.
we knew that the community needed a place to get together and to both meet each other and then to learn things and to be inspired. So that's why we started it 4 years ago. And each year it's just gotten bigger and better. And honestly, the bigger and better part is mostly because the community has gotten together more and more. That's the best part of it. And we've added more teachers. We've added more community-oriented things in it. But that's just an opportunity to get together and to be inspired and to leave better than when you came. And if we did that, then we feel like it's a win.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I mean, just thinking back to the first year. What year was that? So was it
20?
Was it 2020
or
2021? I think it was 21.
It was 21 or 22.
21.
21.
That's
2, 3, 4,
we're
5.
doing laser math.
Yeah, I know, right? Don't ask me what time it is either. I don't even know what time it is right now. So
don't forget to account for kerf when you're doing that time.
Right. Well, so speaking of kerf, so Mark messaged me, about the link and stuff this morning, and he was like, "It's 2 hours from now, right?" Because he said he couldn't do like time zone math. I'm terrible with time zone math. So much so that like Tabitha, when we were supposed to have her on, we screwed up like 2 or 3 times because I did the time zone math incorrectly. Because especially because she's on the other Coast, side. So like I'm always doing like the 3 hours the wrong direction, and like I can't.
Well, and then you changed from your normal because you're used to mountain time,
right?
Growing up,
yes.
And now you're on Eastern time,
right? Yeah. So I have to do that math all the time, and then I still forget sometimes that I'm in, because Mountain was like perfectly kind of in the middle of both time zones.
Yeah, but you had to do math both ways. Now you just have to go back.
True. But like here, I always forget that like, okay, it's 11 o'clock here, but that's like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock somewhere else. And I'm like, oh shit, like texting people.
And it's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
I had a meeting scheduled last week with some folks over in India, and I missed it by 5 hours.
Ooh.
I wasn't even close. Nope. I think I was in another meeting like this, so I didn't look at my phone. And when I got out, they said, "Hey, are you going to make the meeting that started 15 minutes ago?" I was like, "You told me 2 o'clock in the afternoon," and it was like 10 in the morning or something.
Right.
So I just blame someone else.
That's what I would do. I would miss it too. Right? Legit. We need like there has to be an app that like does the, besides Google, of course.
And I will say, bringing this back to the conference for a second, this is kind of a joke, but not really. One of the many things that Tabitha and MJ both do great is they keep me and Will, specifically me, where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there. Yes. And I embrace that. It is okay. I know what I'm good at and what I'm not.
At the events, like as most of us know, if you're recognized by anybody, even if you're not like a laser celebrity or whatever they've coined us as now, like if you're somewhat recognizable and you're walking through any of the hallways or even to your room, like the bathroom, like you literally will be stopped, and then conversation is easy, and then you're like, oh crap, I'm supposed to be somewhere.
Right. This was a bathroom break.
Right.
And I think I can speak for most people. We don't mind it at all. It's just that
I never knew that my destiny was going to be a laser celebrity babysitter, but here I am.
You do it perfectly.
Handler, not babysitter.
Handler, yeah, for sure.
But it's honestly, MJ brings so much more to the table than that. But I'm going to say all the mushy things. But having somebody that cares about you and cares about the event,
yes,
it's huge. And she's done it with great class and dignity, and I love it. And she also knows that she can just tell me where to go and what to do, and I don't care.
Right.
Because I don't care.
Well, and having people, so I would be terrible for the job that MJ and Tabitha do, because in those kind of situations, my anxiety is like through the roof. I'm also having to like people at the same time, which I love doing, but it's difficult for me sometimes. Yeah. And so doing all of that, like, I'm just basically frazzled most of the time, and I'll see MJ and Tabitha, who, again, if I was doing their job, I would still be frazzled and like maybe less frazzled because I wouldn't have to teach or whatever. But just both of them, you make eye contact with them, and it's probably my face that has pure panic on it. But they'll both check in with me when they're running around with their head cut off. you doing okay? Do you need anything? And it's so nice that you guys have that on on your team, because like just those little moments, and like I'll never forget where I didn't even know Tabitha like super well. It was one of the first few events, and I was sitting in the class and we didn't have like the right chord or whatever, and it's minutes before class is about to start, so I'm like, panicking, and she's like, oh, she went and got the cord, she handled it, and then she sat in the front so that I could look at her when I needed to like look somewhere comfortably. Just little things like that, like it goes into, those are the people that are help running this event, and they want to make sure that everyone is comfortable, laser celebrity or not,
Attention all laser owners and crafters. Are you tired of spending hours cutting, painting, and assembling laser products? Look no further than the Crazy Laser Dad's Laser Ready Blanks.
Their high-quality blanks are expertly sourced and tested and ready to use on your laser. Say goodbye to the hassle and frustration of time-consuming projects, and hello to more time creating and selling.
Plus, with their wide selection of items, you'll surely find the perfect blank for your customers.
Visit crazylaserdad.com today and take your laser crafting to the next level with their Laser Ready Blanks. Lone Star Adhesive has elevated the industry standard with their premium leatherette, UV printed goods, and American-made products in leather, acrylic, PVC, and their indestructible thermal activated adhesive.
You can check them out at lonestaradhesive.com or join their Facebook community of nearly 30,000 fellow makers who share the belief that you shouldn't cut corners and instead stick to excellence.
Lone Star Adhesive official group is where it's at, and you can use code TRBP15 to get 15% off your next purchase.
Go get you some.
Go.
Well, could I ask MJ a question if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Of course.
MJ, you've
right.
been to several of these, both kind of as an attendee and as a staff member. What are some things that are your favorite about it? Not from my perspective, but what do you like best about them?
Good question.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I've been on this business, and probably I think I'm on my 22nd year of being in event production.
Wow.
I tried to leave it a couple of years ago, but thanks to Mark and Will,
I was just thinking that the other day. When we had you on the podcast, you were saying how you got out of it. And
I did. I retired, and now I'm back.
Welcome.
No, I mean, I gotta say, I love it. The technical part of it, I love it because it's what I've done my whole life. I'm like the queen of chaos when it comes to event production, and I thrive in it. But being able to pair my entire professional life with something I love even more, don't tell anybody that I work for about that, which is laser work, is like, it's the perfect match, And I think one of my favorite parts of being at the conference was just the camaraderie, just like saying, hey, I remember you from the group. Thank you so much for helping me. And being able to continue those relationships, both online. I have people that call me all the time. And in person, like it's a great chance to be able to say hi and give somebody a hug.
Yeah, I would say just that interaction, like the talks are great, the panels are great, the classes are great, all of that is great, but like the one thing that you cannot like duplicate in any virtual conference or any of the, like, no shade to those, because those have their place as well.
Right.
Absolutely.
But just, this is when, like, the few times a year or once every other year or something, if you're able to go to these things, it's when you're actually able to make that in-person connection with people. And like, even the busier people, this is when you can actually, like, you see them on the elevator and then you start talking about this or that. And then I can't tell you how many of these events I walk away, with a new business idea or new collaboration idea or new thing. And these are people that it's not like I don't talk to on a regular basis. It just didn't come up in normal conversation. But when you're in those environments, you just think of things because you spend more time with them. You find people who are your people that you vibe with and all of that. And you just,
Right.
even if it doesn't turn into a collab, right? There's so many that I've seen turn into friendships. You find someone else that you kind of just gravitate towards, and now, yeah, you met them at the conference, but now maybe you talk to them every day, and
Right.
bitch about this customer, or talk about like the lack of orders or how many orders are coming in, or like just finding your people, and the networking that you do at these in-person events, like they're worth their weight in gold. I feel like everything else is honestly just a bonus.
Well, and also too, it's the everyone's energy, because everyone
Yes.
goes for one, not only to like see everyone again and meet some for the first time, but it's also the energy of growth. So
Yes.
everyone is wanting to learn, wanting to grow. What can I do for my business? And they're like-minded business. It's not like you're going and like you pick something up from a marketing strategist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's easy. This is someone within your own niche, for lack of a better term.
Right.
But this is someone, someone doing the same thing you are, and you're getting inspired by them.
Right.
And everyone, even if you're like, oh, I don't, if you're an introvert, let's say it's hard, whatever, everyone's there with the same energy.
Yep.
So it's a great, it's a
Oh.
great place. So speaking of the learning and everything like that, how is this year gonna look like as far as just things to do, speakers and whatnot?
Yeah.
So this year we believe we're taking all the best things we've learned from the last 3 years and putting it all into this one. So for example, last year we had some great general sessions where everybody's together the whole time, and we had some great speakers, some great learning, some great panels and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're still going to have general sessions. We're going to have we're definitely going to have one a day. We might have actually two. We're still working on that part to see if we can jam. We're trying to decide how long the day can go.
Right.
So we're working on that part. But we're going to have general sessions, but also we're going to have breakout classes for everybody to be able to choose which one they want to go to. And I believe I've got them in front of me. I think I have 24 different topics that people can take.
Yeah.
And we've got some amazing, and I can read them off real quick, but everybody that comes, everybody has a ticket, is going to be able to get a video of all the classes, whether they made it to it or not. So it's going to be packed full of classes. I'll just rattle some off. We've got all the different design classes. We've got Illustrator, Inkscape, Silhouette, Procreate, Lightburn, Corel, XCS. And then we've got product photography, Etsy, using Chat GPT, setting up successful craft shows, photo editing. Yes. She's teaching the class, by the way.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I should have not skipped them. I pointed the wrong way. Should have not skipped one earlier. Yes. Combining laser and UV printing is going to be a fun one. Packaging and branding. I'm really excited about that one. I have a lot to learn there myself. Canva, fundraisers that work. Combining Canva and AI to make reels. That's going to be really cool. How to dominate your local market with B2B sales. How to make great profit selling hats. Shopify. We're going to have a Shopify class. That's going to be really important. How to use video to build your business. And then the importance of systems is going to be another one. And then we have a few other ones we don't have on the list yet, but lots and lots of great topics here. And then, of course, great teachers as well. So you're going to be able to get, I think, I know, the best of all the things we have ever done at this one conference. And it's at an amazing venue. I'll let MJ tell about that.
So we have, where are we at? 80,000 square feet of space. More. This is like a small city. When we went to go scope out the venue, I was like, I'm tired and I don't have the knees to do this. But it's in a good way, you know what I mean?
Right.
But we've actually partnered. So it's at the Gaylord National Hotel. It's in technically Grapevine, Texas. Right. And we've actually partnered with their downtown business improvement district. So we're going even further this year, where we want you to make it like a vacation, make it like a destination, go hang out at night. They have an amazing downtown. They have lots of shops. And we even saw some laser work in some of the shops. We analyzed every piece of laser work that we saw in every shop. I mean, they have, I think they're going to have a farmer's market going on. They have a pickleball court, which I don't do, but like is
Right.
super popular.
Yeah.
It's just, it's an amazing venue. There's a water park. There's 5 restaurants. Anything that you want, you have right there. So you can choose to not leave the building. If you're somebody like me that doesn't love paint. But you can also venture out and have fun.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. So
Mhm.
beautiful that I chose to bring my husband this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
Laser husbands unite.
you're welcome, John. I mean, it's from top to bottom. It's an amazing venue. The staff there has been such great partners to us. It's just really, can I say this? Next level.
You can.
Right?
Yeah.
I
It
gotta
sounds
do
so
it. I
corny
gotta
when
do
like
it.
it just
Branding.
happens anyway.
keep
Like you
branding
can't
it.
help but
I
say
can't
it,
help
and
it.
then
It's
you
the
say it,
perfect
and then you're like,
phrase.
"Oh."
I
And
mean,
we've got,
I go to a lot of conferences. I'm actually at one right now, so I apologize if there's any noise. And this is I'm at a conference right now for Main Street America. So there's about 10,000 people here, right? We had a
Wow.
governor, we had a mayor speak, and I got to be honest, it was great, but nowhere near the energy that we have.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I laughed, I cried, I made friends.
Yeah.
It's so unique. It's so
a
unique.
beach ball hit you in the face, stuff like that.
Balls to the
Uh,
face? Huh.
That was
like
don't.
twice,
That was her personal
but
time.
that was okay. It's okay. It's all right. I got a hard head.
The Riley Black Project is sponsored by Monarch Pine.
Monarch Pine is your trusted source for premium laser blanks and jewelry findings. From large loop earring hooks made specifically for acrylic and wood earrings to laser-tested stainless steel necklace and bracelet blanks, they have everything you need to bring your creative ideas to life.
As a maker, you know the value of quality supplies. And that's exactly what Monarch Pine delivers. Whether you're crafting as a hobby or running a full-time business, their products make it easy to design confidently and create stunning pieces.
Head to monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack to get 10% off your order. Riley Black patrons get an even bigger discount, so don't miss out.
While you're at it, join the Monarch Pine Craft Supply Insiders Facebook group. It's a vibrant community where makers share tips, inspiration, and their incredible creations.
Monarch Pine, where your creativity takes center stage. Visit monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack today.
Not tomorrow. Today.
Hey guys, how great would it feel if this was the year you finally got to escape the 9-to-5 and embrace a lifestyle of creativity and entrepreneurship?
Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Eon Laser USA invites you to join the Above and Beyond webinar, where you'll learn how you can make this a reality.
Join leading laser industry professional and brand ambassador Emily, aka That Mom with a Laser, and Eon Laser USA's sales manager Alicia as they dive into all things Eon.
Learn about the advantages of owning an Eon laser and get the scoop on Eon's rewards and partner benefits. Plus, get a glimpse at how everyday people who started out with zero experience paid off their lasers, scaled their businesses, and transformed their lifestyles.
So if you're ready for a lifestyle change, head on over to eonlaser.us/whyus and sign up for the Above and Beyond webinar today.
Thanks for listening. Laser on.
Bye. Yeah, I mean, so for us, the next level was actually the first conference I think I've ever really been to. If I went to other ones, I literally don't remember them. That's how memorable they were. And then going to other ones, like the main one is Podfest. And I love Podfest, and we've learned so much at both of them. Again, great networking, but like not the same, like so different. Like the learning was there. They had some events. The events were good, but like the energy was just not the same. And maybe the difference is that like I'm not so much like ingrained in the podcast community so much. Like I'm in a couple groups, but I don't like, I don't have my own Facebook podcast, like, whatever group or anything like that. And it just, you can't duplicate it. That's not normal at every conference. Just like wanted to say, like, okay, if you've been to another one, if you haven't been to any of these, you won't understand unless you're there. And like, you know, as Will always says, you are investing in yourself. And that's what these events do. I feel like it would be almost impossible to leave Next Level and not be hype and motivated. You'll be tired AF from just everything. Your brain will be tired, your feet will be tired, you'll be peopled out. But like, you are so hype and so ready to do all these things that you learned, and you feel like you can conquer the world and new friends, and you know, your heart is full because you saw all your friends for the first time in a year. It's
And you know, if I could add just one thing to that, for me, who have I've done meetings and conferences, and I've attended them for most of my adult life. You will largely get what you come to get. Like, in other words, if you come to be inspired, odds are really high that you will be. On the flip side, I don't know anybody who does this necessarily, but if you come kind of with the attitude of, you know, make it happen for me, then may not. But if you say, hey, I'm going to come here and it might be a little large to say change my life, but if that's your attitude and you're ready, then I think that's what you're going to experience.
Totally possible. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember even back to the first year, you know, the Facebook group and people, the Facebook group that like month or two afterwards, I absolutely loved the people who would come in there and share, oh, so-and-so's class, I learned this, I implemented this, and I got like this huge order, or I implemented this and now, you know, my packaging is on fire. You know what I mean? Like taking those things, going home and implementing them. Or you could be like Cheyenne, where she learned stuff and immediately went to her hotel room and implemented them before she even got home. I don't have that amount of
that drive.
oomph, but I just loved seeing that in the groups and hearing people, you know, implement that stuff when they get home and sharing how it's already changed for them. And that's huge too. It's like you can go to these events, but then comes the hard part of when you get home and you're tired, and then it's the follow through and implementing all the stuff that you learned and, you know, that you took.
You know, I don't know if this is going to be professional enough to do it, but I was just pulling up pictures from year 1 and year 2, and I'll get to year 3 as well. But let me see if I can do this.
Oh, wow.
There is year number 1. And there was 100 people. There was 98.
Close enough.
Right there in Sacramento, right?
Which is a lot, but like that room is so tiny.
It was.
Compared.
And then year number 2 in
but for year
Fort
1,
Worth.
that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Here's year number 2.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my first year.
Yep. And that was 200 people there. And that was a lot of fun. And then year 3, which because I'm an idiot, I don't have it in the same photo album because I'm dumb.
Well, and I'm sure
we had
year 3 needed multiple pictures.
Oh my goodness. We had about 650 total.
That's insane.
So huge jump there. Was fantastic. But it's just so great to be in the room with so many other creative people. It really is. That's the best part about it. And you get a chance to meet people that maybe you've never met in person.
Yeah.
Or to kind of get together again, the people you've only seen on events, right?
Right. I was talking to, I think it was Melody and Katie the other day. Katie's always trying to bully me into going somewhere, always somewhere. And we were talking about how I think I'm going to see at least Katie and Melody 4 times this year, which is more than I've seen many of my friends and family.
In Colorado,
but not even here. Think about it. How many months goes by and you haven't like hung out with like, because I mean, we have friends and family that are about like 2 hours away, right? And the first year we drove down a lot because there was a lot of events and stuff going on, but like we haven't drove down lately. We're not going to see any of your family that lives 2 hours away 4 times this year.
Yeah, no. And then my brother moved away.
Right.
There's been a lot of,
So, you know, there's all those, and it's like, I'm seeing some of these people, like, again, more than I see, you know.
And then also too, this is a life hack / secret time. If your spouse isn't really 100% on board, bring them along.
Yes.
Oh,
Bring them
that'll do
along.
it too.
Get the what is the pass just for the is it just the vendor room pass or whatever?
Yeah. The vendor
Yeah.
room. Yeah.
Yeah, get them that pass because they're not going to want to go to all the classes and all the talks.
Right. Yeah.
But do that because being in that environment, talking to other laser husbands
Yes.
or, significant others of
For
the
sure.
laser is going to build that bond. They're going to be like, oh, did you know? And then they're also going to see some of these things in action because you can only explain so much.
Right.
Especially if you want like a new machine. You can only explain
Right.
so much, but for them to see it in action and seeing it working or hearing other people talk about it and the enthusiasm
Yeah.
might kind of like bring them around or even bring them into the business if that's something you're looking at. But
Right.
it's also a great place for spouses as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You get the laser husband crew, bonded
Yep.
the last couple years.
Yeah, and we keep
Yes.
growing. We
right.
keep growing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of growing, we still have several months before the event, but we've got
Yes.
lots of great vendors. We've got more vendors this year than we've ever had.
Awesome.
I'll just can I rattle off a few? And
Yeah.
Of course.
I think I'll get them all. I got them in front of me, but of course we've got Eon and Xtool, who are our corporate sponsors. We're super thankful for them. So they're going to both be there. Eon and Xtool. We've got CMB acrylic. Crazy Laser Dad, I think, is going to be there. Creative Cut Supplies, Corel Trainer, Cuddle, Great Lakes Laser Supply, H&H Creations, Hautien Laser. I said it right, by the way.
Yes,
I'm
you
so
did.
proud of
It's a right,
myself.
good job.
I noticed that.
Houston Acrylic. Keychain Thingies is going to be there.
What?
Fantastic. What? KJP Select Hardwoods, Laser Map Maker, Laserwood Supplies, Lens Digital, Logo Jet, Lone Star Adhesive, Maker Flow, Monarch Pine, PDS Equipment, Smoky Hill Designs, the Magic Touch USA, True Flat, and we've got a few more that are going to be there as well. I don't have this list yet, so
Nice.
it just keeps getting more and more. The vendor room is huge. Go ahead.
You took the words right out of my mouth. The vendor room that we had last year was great. It was big,
Yeah.
it was spacious. It gave all the attendees room to, kind of hang out and look at some demos. This vendor room is like a city within a city. It is ginormous. It is beautiful. And it gives us space for people to hang out, to talk with the vendors, have conversations, kind of learn what kind of products they have currently, what's coming out, how they can help, help their business. And I mean, can I let out a secret? I think we're going to have quite a few demos in the laser, laser vendor room. So
Nice.
it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a nice space where we can kind of all hang out and get together and talk to the people that we spend our money with.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, let me go on to that one. In the vendor room, we're also going to have our food is going to be in the vendor room. So we have
Nice.
seating for, I think, 700 people
That's cool.
in the same room to be
Yeah.
able to eat breakfast and lunch together. And then
Nice.
we also have 2 presentation stages set up in the vendor room
Nice.
that are right there next to the food. So there's going to be presentations going on throughout the different days during the lunchtime. So
Nice.
you won't be missing any classes
Right.
or any of the general sessions. And the stages that are going to be great. So there's going to be just lots of ways to take in information and to learn and to hang out with each other. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, and the vendor rooms, just even if you're familiar with someone's products, seeing them in person is not the same as looking at someone's website, following their mailing list, or any of
Right.
that. Like, sure, that stuff is great, but like, I remember, I think it was last year, and Houston Acrylic had that awesome, acrylic
Yes.
wall, and
Yep.
there was one like sparkly silver acrylic that I saw from like 50 feet away. And I was like, what is that? And I need it immediately. And she was telling me how this was actually one that they were thinking about discontinuing because it wasn't selling that well. Because, with certain things like sparkle and like
Yeah.
the stone stuff they sell and that kind of stuff, like, unless you see it in person, pictures don't always do things justice.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
going in person and seeing it, it's like, oh, I need this in my life. I
Yes.
didn't realize that. Or you missed that email, or you missed that post announcement because the algorithm be algorithming. And, so, and then like as far as us with like keychain thingies, right? There's a lot of people who like see them, they've heard about them, maybe they don't do a ton of keychains, you know, they whatever. Well, you go to these shows, not only do you get to see it in person, play with it, test it, make a keychain, but then you don't have to pay shipping. And most vendors do a show discount. So now you not only don't have to pay shipping, you get a discount. So make sure people bring extra suitcases to this.
Right.
And it's for a good reason, because most of them are selling something. And it's really hard to not buy it because it's discounted and no shipping.
Yeah, and this year's going to be dangerous for me because we're driving. So
so I don't have to worry about it fitting in luggage.
And MJ, talk about this is pretty straightforward, but talk about the convenience of Grapevine DFW as opposed to any other year we've had in the past.
Oh, everything is right there.
Oh. No, she's not going to.
Oh, you're back.
I think you're back. Nope.
No.
Can't hear you.
So the great thing about being in the DFW area is as far as if you fly, there's probably no other place in the country that's easier to get to.
She's back.
Yeah, I'll hand this off to. That's okay. That's easier to get to than DFW as far as as far as the length of the flight or the price.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the easiest, if not the easiest one to get to.
Yeah.
And the hotel is I think less than 15 minutes from DFW airport.
Nice.
So that's also really easy. So this is going to be as easy as it's ever been. And like MJ talked about earlier, the venue is amazing. You definitely want to get out. If you want to get out into the community at night, you're welcome to, but you can stay in the venue just fine.
I plan to not go in.
In fact, just for a size reference, the one in Tulsa last year, they had about 320 rooms, and this one has 1,800 and something.
That's crazy.
Wow. You guys are gonna need.
Yeah. When you're
She's back.
When you're on your way, when you're on your way into the hotel from the airport, you kind of just see like this big giant city looking castle on the horizon,
like Disney
and
World.
it's like it's even bigger. I feel like it's like you're coming into Narnia. You know what I mean? And it's just this beautiful, magical place. And honestly, that's where the excitement starts.
Yeah.
Most people that are traveling, you're a little tired, and you're like.
You're gone.
There you go.
Hotel.
Yeah.
No, you're back.
Am I back?
You're good.
Yeah,
You're back.
Okay. Got to make another trip to the hotel, but it's like 12 minutes. And once you get there, you're like, oh my God, look at this place. And you're excited to be there.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, and like you were saying about like the other locations and stuff, I understand why you guys did California, the first year, and then also Tulsa one year.
Mm-hmm.
Those make sense because you guys are close and it's, easy to get there and stuff. But traveling to California traveling to California was difficult for anybody on the East Coast. And then Tulsa was surprisingly expensive to fly there, and I was unprepared for that as well. It was just a shocker because I just didn't expect it to be a little bit more expensive. So the fact that you guys think about all of those things going into it, they're all very important. And I am sad that we probably won't be able to go to LBX this year, but it being in New York is a whole nother logistical thing as far as us going as well.
Sure.
And so that stuff just goes, that's all very important when planning an event. So thinking about all of those things, it just means you guys put your all into it. Is there
Oh my goodness.
Is there anything that like you're super excited? I mean, I'm sure you're excited about the whole thing, but is there anything like new or fun or that you
There's
guys
nothing new or fun this year. No.
No fun, nothing new.
No, nothing new
Same
or
old
fun.
shit.
Yeah, just different days. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I know we just said it, but the things that I'm most excited about is the venue itself, because it allows us to do more of what we love to do.
Yeah.
It's more space for people to be together.
Right.
We have, I believe, 8 classrooms that will be running potentially simultaneously.
Yeah.
Which as on the back end of this, I don't want anyone to worry about the logistics. I just want them to come and enjoy themselves, right?
Yeah.
That's our job to worry about the logistics. But I'll tell you, logistics is a pain in the butt.
Right.
But just thinking about being able to do this for the first time, the venues that we've done in the past were not big enough to pull this off.
Right. Right.
And so people would always say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Well, I appreciate the feedback for sure.
Right.
But there's logistical reasons why some of it didn't work.
Right.
Right.
And we're finally able to do this, which is exciting. And so I'm excited to get people to be able to, like all the classes, for example, MJ, tell me if I say this backwards, because I do occasionally. The design programs, all of them will be offered 3 times. And then or am I saying it backwards? Okay. And then the other non-design programs will be offered twice. To make sure that everybody can go to the classes that they want to go to.
Yeah.
So you can choose, you don't have to sign up, you can just go. And
Nice.
again, if you miss it for whatever reason, even if if you hang out in the vendor room longer than you meant to, they're going to be recorded, so you won't have to miss them.
Nice.
Oh, speaking of that, if you guys have been to ones in the past, the vendor room is going to be open starting after the morning session, all day until 8 p.m. So, and boy, this couple here, they're going to be tired.
Yeah. I was like, hold your face, Crystal. Hold your face.
I know.
Hold.
By the way, the video's still on.
Hold.
Yes.
Right.
Hold.
Well,
But
you know what that means, though, right? That means that MJ here doesn't have to hide behind a curtain and tell people to get out of the vendor room
That's right.
on the
That's
mic.
Right.
So it's going to be
Or
great. Now,
flicker the lights.
all seriousness, I know there's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of tired people, and I get it. I totally get
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But everybody knows what it's about. You know,
Yep.
Yeah.
the teachers are going to be exhausted. I get it. Everybody, if you're watching this, take good care of your teachers. They're regular people too. Take
Yeah.
great care of your vendors. They're regular people too.
Yeah.
But I think this setup is going to serve the attendees as good as anything we've ever done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and I'd say with the addition of video, even if you make it to the class,
Yes.
having the video once you get home,
To reference back.
even if you take the best notes, which I do not,
Yeah.
even if you take the right screenshots of the screen, which I do not, I try every time. And sometimes I hit the mark, and then other times I often don't, because you're just in the moment, you're paying attention. And sometimes, if I'm writing too much down, now I've missed the thing that they said after the wonderful thing that I'm noting down. So having the video in addition to, even if you were able to attend that session, is just so helpful if you need to refer back to it. Like, oh wait, let me see how they did that again, or what was that one little nugget? I remember it was really good, and they said it after this. Like that. That's huge, because again, there's so much to take in sometimes that you kind of need to piece some of it out to later, or again, like refresh once you get home and settled down from the hype of everything.
Well, I'm smiling because here we are, the early part of April, which is good. We are my job is to work on the tech stuff, and we're going to have 28 projectors. And so I'm testing some right now to make sure that they are what they need to be.
Right.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want anybody to worry about or think about that, but just the logistics, when people say, hey, why don't you live stream this?
28 very big projectors.
Yeah.
Yes. And just all those kind of things. So like when we went down to Grapevine, when MJ and Tabitha were with us, or I may be mixing our trips up, but when we saw the classrooms together, and I believe when we were there together, somebody else had their event set up, right? When we were there. And so I was able to see a classroom with chairs in it and with projector screens in it. And I initially had said, oh, 1 screen per room is fine. And then I saw that set up with 2 screens. I was like, oh, I want 2 screens.
Of course.
And just to give you an idea of how big this place is, the other group that was there presenting was the IRS.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Before the cuts.
Yeah, right.
Before the cuts.
Yeah.
The smaller group.
Like these are big organizations that are coming in.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fantastic, and the vendor room is huge. All these are great, but when I decided, two projectors is better, Will, the money guy, is like,
Mhm.
He's like,
"But
oh, really?
I just doubled everything, right? I just doubled all the." But
Right.
on a serious note, I thought, okay, this is going to make it better for everybody to be able to see what they need to see from wherever they're sitting,
Right.
and so it wasn't that bad, honestly. But
And
but
is it going to be classroom style for most of the
uh, some will and some won't. So all the
Okay.
ones that are programs, design programs, will be
Yeah.
classroom style with tables,
Okay.
because we figured that most people are going to have a device they're going to want to follow
Right.
along with,
Yeah.
and then some of the other ones will share those rooms later, so they might have tables and the other ones won't. But
Right.
all
Okay.
of the design programs will definitely, anything that you feel like you got to have a device with you,
Yeah.
there's going to be tables there.
Okay.
The average, I think the smallest room, MJ, help me remember too. I believe the smallest room that we have seats a little over 100 is the smallest.
It was about, I think it was like 110 or 115. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the smallest room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The smallest room can hold the whole first conference.
That's
Right.
correct. That's exactly right. That's
That's
right.
crazy.
Yeah. So it's going to be great. And we just wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to go to whatever they wanted to go to.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and just to give you like an idea, like I know I said that the vendor room is huge, and it's huge and huge. The vendor room, I think at one point while we were there scoping it out, like a week later, they were going to have a tractor trailer show inside
wow.
that room. So you're driving tractor trailers in multiple into the vendor room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
We aren't,
crazy.
but
Right.
yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
mean,
might.
Casey
Maybe I
might.
will. Maybe.
Casey might.
Casey's just
He
gonna
needs
park-
a
he's just gonna
tractor
park the
trailer
trailer in
to
there.
just pull the semi like
Right.
just straight into the back.
Well, I will say we asked them, can we do that? And I got a long pause,
Mhm.
and they said, well, and then I realized the well had to do with a whole bunch of money. And like, never mind. No,
Yeah.
we're good.
Well,
We already
Eon-
spent the money on the projectors. We can't spend it on a multi-million-dollar insurance policy.
Blew
Right.
the budget on projectors.
I mean, Eon did at what
Oh,
show
IPA,
was that?
yeah.
IPA.
Yeah,
They
no.
had the semi
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Well, just
So
the front part.
we
Yeah,
are
still.
in this whole the whole exhibition hall.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't tell you anything just verbally by hearing it, but there's letters A through F, and we are in E and F down at one end,
Mhm.
and there's 17 loading docks. Just to kind
That's
of give you an idea,
crazy.
Tulsa had one,
Right.
and it wasn't technically
no.
a dock; it was more
Right.
like a garage door. But whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
it's going
love
to be
it.
great. But again, the venue's amazing, but the best thing about it is the people,
It really
by
is.
far.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be great. There's so many places to go eat. The sports bar is huge.
Nice.
It's really big, so there's
Victor
plenty
will
of
be
places
there.
to sit. There's an Italian restaurant, the Mexican cafe, right? The one
Mhm.
that one's really good. We ate there a couple times.
Oh my God, eat the breakfast there. It's like
It's
insane.
so good.
Yeah.
So good. I mean, we will be providing breakfast on Friday and Saturday, but I love breakfast so much. I'll eat twice, no problem.
Yeah.
So
Breakfast is
what am I
legit.
missing? There's a steak. There's a
The
steakhouse.
steakhouse.
The steakhouse is, but it's really great. But the other ones are just normal places. So there's what am I missing? What's the other restaurant?
Italian.
Italian,
Yeah.
sports bar. The
Is there a
Riverwalk.
Starbucks for Will?
Yes.
There are multiple Starbucks. Two.
Nice.
Wow.
Two.
Good.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Awesome.
Just
fantastic.
don't go to the one that Will goes to because it'll be busy because he'll be buying 47 drinks a day.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he'll be
It's
getting mine.
literally-
'Cause He always orders mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's great.
Nice. Did you have a
So
question?
yeah, just before we go head over to Patreon
Yeah.
and continue the conversation, where can people go to get more information and to buy tickets?
Yep. Nextlevellasерevents.com. Nextlevellasерevents.com. You can get more information there. You can get tickets. And you can always follow us on Facebook, the Facebook page, same thing. And ask us any questions you want. We'd love to help you.
Yep. And Mark, tell them about our new email sign up.
Oh yes, good.
Oh,
That was a
yes.
good addition.
Yes, in fact, I got it. I got to add it to the website. I haven't added it yet. But uh, but we do have a link on the in the group and on the page that you
Okay.
can sign up to just get more information as we go, as we get closer.
Yeah.
We'll send out information about different things that are coming up. We'll send out things like reminding you what to pack as you get closer and things like that. So if you want to stay in touch and you
Yeah.
don't want to depend on the algorithm to
That's
tell
what
you
I'm gonna
what's
say.
happening.
If like my preach this year is the email list, because it's one of the few reliable communications that's out there
Yeah.
right now. And even then, like, it has this moment sometimes. If you have a huge list, you might have some deliverability issues, but for the
Yes.
most part, email is really the best way to get that important info out there in a timely manner.
Without missing it.
So
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And then obviously you guys send it to us, and we'll make sure to include it in the show notes too, to, you know, as an easy
Will do.
clickable link. The other thing I wanted to mention, doesn't this hotel have a lazy river?
It doesn't. No.
No.
Not well. There's the water
feel like
park.
it
They have a
does.
water park
There's
that's
a water
park, but not
park.
inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was
Well,
I
there's
feel
one
like you
in
can find
Nashville.
yourself a donut and just cruise somewhere.
right.
So there's a
I'll
Gaylord
make it
Texan,
happen.
or not a Gaylord Texan, Gaylord Nashville,
Mm,
and that one is almost twice the size of the Texas one, which is
mm,
crazy. And it actually has a river that goes through it with a boat and everything. Which is
nice.
nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. But there is the water park, which is part of the hotel.
Yeah, I think there's
And
one
so-
in the water park.
Oh, yes, there is. I'm sorry.
Okay,
There is.
yeah.
And if it's something that you enjoy, you definitely should take advantage of the water park. If you have kids that are coming, you have family. I know several people whose spouses are coming, and some people are bringing kids too. They can
Yeah.
go hang out there if they want to. It's free
Right.
if you are staying at the hotel.
Nice.
nice.
And yeah, and then one other thing is this is the weekend going into Labor Day weekend,
Yes.
and so I encourage people if you can.
Yeah.
Because it ends on our event is Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Mhm.
If you can, stay an extra day and just relax, just
Yeah.
just really rejuvenate and relax, and fly back, drive back on Sunday or Monday, because a lot of y'all aren't working on Monday anyway.
We're
Yeah.
gonna relax on Sunday, and then he's probably gonna head home, and then I'm going to head to UV Energize,
Yes, yeah, that's great.
which is
Mhm.
insanity. But
Yep.
you know, I told myself last year was the conference next level, and
Yep.
then I thought it was a brilliant idea to go home afterwards, because the tickets were, I was literally adding like maybe $100 to the whole round trip, but I could
Yeah.
go home, see family, see friends, and everything. I told myself I'd never do it again, and then here I am doing it again.
Yep.
But
We're glad you're coming to ours again. I mean, hey,
of course, you
Yeah.
were first. You were
Yes.
first. Like, it's next level, and then all the rest of them is as we can fit in.
It's not like you had a
financially and
choice, though, you know?
It's true.
Sorry.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah, your family.
I'm part of this family, whether you guys
You are.
like it or not. Same with me.
Well, we do like it.
You're
Yes,
stuck with me.
Yep. And you guys can be stuck with the rest of this episode if you join Patreon.
Yes.
As low as $6 a month gets you on, and you can do a free trial if you.
And
would
I'm
like
gonna
to.
pull out some info from them, or at least
Oh yeah.
try. Mhm.
Well, we're gonna pull out some exclusive interview info out of them, but that'll be over on Patreon.
That's a hell of a deal, if you ask me.
that
You
is.
know, I
Just saying.
Well, and thank you to you two who are both
Yes.
patrons and have been one basically almost since the beginning.
Right.
We appreciate you guys, and again, if you guys weren't helping, if they weren't, you know, if we didn't have patrons to
Yes.
help pay all these bills, we wouldn't be doing it. So
And
we
I'll
appreciate.
I'll
you
even
guys.
say the words you guys might not say. Support these two if you believe in what they're doing. Support them for the
thank you.
benefits, but also just support them because you want to see more of this. If you've
Yeah.
got a couple extra bucks a month that you can do, there's no better place to do it than with people who are doing things that you appreciate and that you want to see grow.
Yeah, we try to pack all the value in there. I remember when Emily asked me when she was pricing out her file club. She was like, "Oh, what are your tiers and like what do they get?" And I showed her, and she was like, "Whoa, you give a lot." And I was like, "Yeah, because I have guilt for taking people's money." And I'm like, "Here's all the things. I'm gonna make your $6 to $25 worth it."
Yes.
Yeah. So check out those tiers, see which one fits for you, and we'll see you on the other side. But for now, laser update. Life updates coming up next. And we are back. There you go. See, there she goes. The yawn after the interview. So it always happens.
Yeah.
Really quick though, don't know for
if
our general admission, don't know if we mentioned or not. The dates for the
very
conference,
important,
which are a little important. It's August 28th through the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So in case he didn't say it,
in Grapevine, Texas.
That's right. Well, that part no, they said.
Right.
But in case the dates weren't said, that's what they said. But life update, you may have noticed. Hopefully, we're still doing it by the time this airs.
Right.
Because we have a tendency of starting things and not like continuing,
following through for
because there's no finish. There's no finish, but you know, we've both have been doing like regular content.
I've posted, not including the weekends, I've posted every day though for about, so it's day 5 of this new series that I'm doing. So it started with just a reel I had saved, and it was funny. It was like this lady, and she was like pruning her hedges, not in a like actual.
I've seen those videos.
Actual ledges outside, like actual bushes.
Hedges, not ledges.
Hedges, whatever. Yeah, grooming those. With the little clippers and stuff, and doing singing Gangsta's Paradise, and the caption was like doing the most non gangsta thing, singing Gangsta Paradise or hip hop, whatever. And so I did one like that, and did it packing orders, again, not very gangsta, packing orders, and it did well. And then I was like, okay, this might be a thing. Like everyone was like, oh, I love, like, that's my jam. That's, even people, Catherine Ewers, like she said that like that was her song in 8th grade and like, favorite song ever. And like, she's a Catholic school teacher, and, he's talking about, I don't know if I'll live to 24, you know what I mean? Like, and she's a teacher now though. So that part, Well,
she lived.
But everyone like relates to that. Like going back, it's when you're old.
Of a certain age.
When you're old, you cherish the music that used to be, that isn't any longer, because it always changes, right? And it's kind of just, it's somewhere where everyone is like, you bring people back. Like music just does things, right? And so I decided to make it a series, one to force me to post, but then I get to be silly, I get to be goofy, I get to listen to some of my favorite old school songs, but I get to be out there more, and hopefully make people laugh.
And the whole time you're packing orders, so it's something that you do it's part of the normal day routine anyway, so you just added content. And it just takes a little bit longer if I have to do a couple takes or something. But I love how today's video, which I'll say is day 5, because this, it's always pre-recorded, the podcast. But day 5 I posted, and like within 30 minutes, all of a sudden I got a random Venmo for $5. And one of my followers, which I don't know how she found it. I don't think she's ever paid me through Venmo, but it was my business Venmo. So she probably just looked to see if I had one. And she sent me $5, and she was like, I won't give you the tagline because I'll give it away what day 5 was. But I was like, man, if people are going to pay me to do this content. Did you label it day 5?
I did.
So go back to see day 5.
Go back to see day 5 and see why
she made $5.
Send me $5 for my reel. I didn't ask. I didn't ask for money or anything. But hey, if anybody wants to randomly send me money, it's Riley Black Designs on Venmo. I'm totally kidding. But if you do, anyway, but it was fun. It's getting me out of my comfort zone because I'm dancing and singing along to, shows and it's totally cringy. And if you're cringing, I'm sorry, but at least like it or write in the comments that it's cringy and then move on, give it some engagement. But yeah,
Good or
I'm
bad,
already
just give
waiting
it
for
engagement.
these videos to hit the wrong side of the
Oh,
internet
yeah, and you start getting all the hate.
right. I'm just waiting for it. But again,
coming.
I'm gonna try and make sure to this is engagement. I'm
Right.
just
Right. Hey, maybe YMH will pick it up. and
Please
do some
don't.
stuff.
I don't want them. They're ruthless. Okay.
No, they're not. They're fans. They'll come to your aid because of the hate.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you've been doing
I've been
content as
doing
well, which
something
I
that
plan
we've
to
been-
share more because it's good content that is applies to the laser community.
Right. I've
as
been
well.
doing what's very trending now is those talking head videos and stuff. So I've been doing those, but giving out tips on creating video, and I think it's gonna go more than just how to shoot and that, more into content as well, how to make better content. But it's just giving tips, to get just to get my Facebook and Instagram, the work one, the Rather Black Media out there, and I got new shirts coming. Hopefully this week they're gonna be awesome.
Nice.
And then hopefully I get my car 2 magnets in the back decal.
Yeah. And then with the content, we've been listening to a lot of business.
I've been
books
listening to a lot of
and
marketing
stuff like that too,
stuff.
and they need to know, and trust you before they kind of spend their money with you a lot of times.
Well,
right.
And also too, I feel not that I'm selling a lie or whatever. I'm not doing it for my business.
Right. So how are you going to tell them?
I'm selling them on something that I'm not doing for mine.
Exactly.
So I did. I started with testimonials. I got a few people to do testimonials for me. I'm still waiting for a few of you out there. Not gonna name any names. But I got a few testimonials out there, and I did a twofer. Right. I got them to do a video testimonial, but I also took a quote out of their testimonial and put it on text to put it as a full screen, and I have that on my website. So when you're going through the website, just before you hit the videos, you see what testimonials thing, and you can scroll through full screens of what people are saying. And just to market more. And
and then you're giving right before you're asking to receive, right?
First.
What?
My first video was kind of an ask.
What was it?
The video package. How branding video and 2 testimonials is a great strategy. Contact me.
Oh, yeah.
That was more of a sales.
True, but for the most part, generally they're going to be tips and tricks and that kind of the why and all that.
Right,
and so
right.
you're giving them,
and follow me for more tips.
Hey, you can do it yourself. I'm going to hopefully help you make it a little bit easier on yourself if you want to. If then you start doing it and you realize I don't like doing this, then call him and that kind of stuff. But it's the thought of giving people and then it will reciprocate kind of on its own, either with those same people or otherwise. So yeah, I'm proud of us. Again, I think we're about 5 days in for both of us.
So and then that's another thing too. I've been I've had this idea for a while, but never did anything. I'm gonna do that Monday. Well, I started on a Thursday. I did my first one on Thursday. So yes. Ideally, in the perfect world, start on a Monday, maybe even a Tuesday, so you have more. Just start. Just start. Because honestly, I did it Tuesday, then on Thursday, I kept that same momentum on Friday. Then I debated because of the weekend. I was like, should I do one on Saturday? Should I not? And then I was like, you know what? I got to keep this going. So I did on Saturday. I was like, I'll do Saturday, but I won't do Sunday.
Because it's easy for the weekend to kind of just, which I was worried about that happening to me today. I didn't really want to do one today. But
wants to start on Monday so they get more days. So then when you take the weekend off, it feels better. So I did one on Saturday. I didn't do Sunday. And then I just did one today that I got to edit and put out. I find that 5 o'clock is a nice sweet spot for engagement as people getting off of work.
Nice.
And stuff like that. But
but
content.
Do it.
Content.
It gets easier the more you do it. And like,
Yes.
just it's
And you
better
get-
than not doing it. Like,
Yeah.
even if people cringe, okay, but
Right.
at least they saw your face,
Right.
and maybe they'll remember it.
Yes. Yes. And
Whether
then also
it's-
I'm also doing it as part of a strategy as well,
Yeah.
because I want to work up to running a local ad. So
Yeah.
you guys probably won't see it unless you're like local.
Well, yeah, you want
It's a
them to
local business
actually
owner.
have something to look at
But
if
when
they
they
go to
go
your page.
right, when they go to my page, I want them to see some other than just generic work, because my
Right.
work is all over the place. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm taking in so just
Right.
something that's like steady along
Well,
with
for
that.
a while, it was a lot of our podcasts, and they're
Right.
like, "Oh, do you have
Oh,
anything
you do
besides your
podcasts.
podcast?" And
Right.
it's like, not really. So
Right.
you got to be intentional with what
Mhm.
actually
then-
lives on your feed,
Right.
and then
So it gives
yeah.
it's twofer, because it gives them something to like look at, go back to reference,
right,
but then it makes my presence on and doing these a little bit more comfortable, so that
Yeah.
when I do run my ad, it feels a little
Mhm.
more natural.
Well, and when you
easier.
share your knowledge, that
Yeah.
means you have knowledge to share.
Right, and it's easy,
You
and
know?
it's honestly it's easy to talk about that because it's things I know.
Right. Yeah.
So even if I go like off script as far
Mhm.
as like what I write up,
right.
it's still on the topic.
Right.
So I don't have to actually worry about what to say word for word what to say. I
Right.
just need to hit these certain topics.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, content and business management. That's what I've been
Yeah.
doing.
We got this.
Yes, we do. And so do you.
Yes.
And with that's been another great episode of the Right Black Project. Crystal and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done. The Funny Black Project. Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Nino, I'm recording.